There's like the Flagstaff Athletic Club. Dog junk. If you go in there in the winter, everything's freezing, and if you go in there in the summer, it's just balls hot. Like there's no air conditioning. So then I got a membership at Planet Fitness, and that place is just depressing. Not that I'm the biggest guy, but 75 pounds is like the heaviest weight, and like I'm like I can't even do my workouts, for chest and back.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 41 of 2024. I'm Chris Louie, and happy Columbus Day for all of those who celebrate in the U.S. The heat wave here in California is still continuing, and I'm seriously considering installing air conditioning. With me, I have my co-host Duke Silver, who doesn't need AC because he installed a chiller in his swimming pool.
Bro, I'm telling you, I was in the Bay Area last week. It was warm. I can't believe that. It's like when you guys are getting hot, that's when Arizona was cooling off. To be landing and it was 97 was insane. So I don't know how you live without AC. What is the temperature in your office right now, Christopher?
Oh, good question. I could actually look it up.
He's like, Alexa, tell me what the temperature is in the bathroom.
Yeah, do you have sensors everywhere?
I do have a sensor. I just have to figure out where it is.
It is 75 in my office.
82. It's 82 in my office right now.
It's 61 in my
Steamy.
my room right now.
Steamy.
Balmy.
It
Hey, you're
doesn't
not in
help
your
because
office.
it's 82 outside, and if I open a window, I just get the hot air in here, so it's not any better.
God, that's
There's
wild.
no breeze here.
That is wild, man.
Are you in the Flag? Are you in back in Mesa?
I'm in Flagstaff right now for this week.
Okay, nice.
Took the day off so I can record with you idiots.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, thank you for joining.
Yeah.
And as you heard, we do have Glenn Medina this week, or should we call him Over the Head Glenn, or OTHG. So Glenn, have you retained Victor to start explaining the high-level memes I've been sending to the group chat?
Some of them I just don't get. It's like a puzzle. You have to figure it out, and my brain capacity is not built for that. I'm doing something else, buddy.
And you're a boomer, so you don't get all the
No, I
the
don't.
new jokes.
One of them was like a Nintendo gun, right?
The Nintendo light gun, yeah.
Yeah, I did not get that at all. I was like, well, WTF, Chris?
Why the face?
Why the face?
Did you get it, Deech?
No, I did not get it.
Okay, good. So I don't feel so bad now.
Not Kobe. Victor. Victor has to explain to you boomers.
I'm going to send it to my daughter and see if she gets it.
All right. I bet she will.
I bet she won't.
I bet she will.
She's not a
I
terrorist
would,
like you guys.
but it's already been deleted, so I don't have it anymore.
Disappearing
resend it.
text.
Yes.
So how many hours a day are you spending your pool, Glenn, now that we've finally got heat here in Northern California?
Oh, dude, it extended the season by at least another month. So the pool's back up to 84, 81 degrees. It's really nice. Chilly at night, but great during the day.
I don't even know why we have a
loving
pool.
this global warming.
I only used the pool once this year. Now, the kids a little bit different, but me, myself, I only used it once. It's kind of wild.
It reminded me I might be back there later on this afternoon getting some work done.
There you go. Drink in hand, working out of the pool.
Jacuzzi, on the other hand, is a different story, especially during the winter.
Oh, yeah. No guest this week, just us hosts.
You forgot Brian. You didn't intro Brian.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't show Brian.
Did he? Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were probably
That's old
checking
age
on
right
your
there.
hemorrhoids or something like that.
It's that gap.
Is that where my thumb
gout.
went? Ugh.
Combined, we have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 4 awesome stories for this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This week, we're going to talk about nude photos,
Ooh.
China all up in our telecoms.
Yo.
For our third topic, a new novel phishing attack, and close with Halloween talk.
Halloween TikTok?
For
Halloween TikTok? Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard too. Chris is on TikTok.
for our first topic, not exactly my favorite topic of hacking the hackers, but maybe this one falls into the stupid criminals category. The notorious Fin7 group is mounting a sophisticated malware campaign to lure people with a deepfake tool, promising to create nudes out of random photos that you upload. The Russian and financially motivated cybercrime group created websites that advertise for what's called a deep nude generator, which promises to use deepfake technology to transform any photo into a nude representation of the person pictured. People can either download the generator via the website or sign up for a, quote, free trial. But when users download the software, you guessed it, it's an information stealer.
Well, I mean, I guess what a great intention for deepfakes. I don't know. Like, are we using this are we just like insanely desperate? Are we trying to blackmail people? Are we just trying? Yeah, I don't understand. Like what's the hitch here?
Probably for celebrities and friends that you have no chance of ever seeing a naked photo of them, and you just want to see what they would look like if they were naked.
But it's fake. It's not real though. I don't understand that. You're just desperate at this point.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Newsom can declare that illegal and start going after those people.
Probably. That's how we'll get those nude photos of Glenn, since he won't share those with us through normal channels.
Hey,
I just love that the whole idea is sign up here and we'll give you nude photos. But in order to upload, you must install this malware. I mean, this software to be able, like, the whole purpose of Gen AI is not to run anything locally. You can do it in the cloud. So that they're trying to, breach them. Like, there should just be a giant red flag there. I just think there's some people that are this hard up, and I don't understand why.
Well, that's the hook, that people just can't think logically and throw reason out the window that, yeah, obviously you should not be downloading random software on your computer, but the lure of being able to see your favorite celebrity or your best friend's wife naked, that's just too much for some people.
I just know that Chris left his account signed in on my laptop, so I checked it in his history. He's looking for that pole vaulter naked.
Was it the French one?
Yeah, it turns out he didn't need a pole vault. He just he had one built in.
Gross.
Good grief.
Right, I had to take it there. Again, it's like one of those things. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And you're not going to get free naked photos of anyone you please. And this is just all fake stuff. I mean, I'm sure AI has gotten to the point where this is possible now. But to have it in a nice downloadable package for, quote, free, using the free trial, it's like not going to happen. It's like, use your head.
Chris, I'm starting to question you. Like, I would never have thought, I want to see my best friend's wife naked. I don't think that's your best friend anymore. Like, that's just a creepy dude. Where are you at, bro? Where is your mind?
I'm just saying, if there's somebody out there that wants to see their best friend's wife naked and they have no shot of that, this is probably the only way they'll do it, is through an AI deepfake generator.
Note to self: stop sharing photos with Chris.
Isn't that crazy, though, that people can believe that they can make something up, and then you've got maybe you feel guilty or something like that you've put yourself in a compromising position, that you think those things are real.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the deepfakes we've seen online have been pretty good. I think we've been sharing some videos and photos in the group chat after Newsom passed that law against AI deepfakes being used during the campaign, and it just exploded. Like, it had the Streisand effect that he wanted to put an end to it, and then just everybody just started doing it just to poke at him.
Backfired on him.
And yeah, kind of backfired. But some of them have been pretty hilarious. I mean, it's obvious that it's fake, but it's funny what people have been able to come up with.
I guess I can't say I'm surprised. Like, the younger crowds, they're more awkward. Like, even at the gym today, everybody that was below 30 probably is just, their nose is glued to their phone. I guess that's just evolution, but all the older folks were like,
Yep.
Standing around staring at themselves in the mirror, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just even the people working there were just like, I'm just standing there for like 5 minutes looking to get some attention. Like, hey, can I check in, please?
And this is just a natural evolution too, because I remember when I was in college, And I think Britney Spears was a celebrity at the time, and at that point, she didn't have any, legitimate naked photos. But I remember people were like trying to Photoshop
At that
naked
time?
photos
So
of
she
her.
does? Is that what you're going to tell us now, Chris? You know this for a fact? Or did you generate something?
Well, I'm sure she does. Like, no, she's gone through some pretty crazy times in her life. So I'm sure there's some. Wasn't there one where she was getting out of a car and she wasn't wearing underwear and she just totally flashed the camera? Wasn't that her?
I don't know. Pervy, tell
Beaver
us.
shot.
Yeah, I think that was the one. But it's the same story. It's just the tools being used are different now. 20, 30 years ago, it's Photoshop. Now it's AI and these NVIDIA chips just powering these deep fake nude photos now.
You imagine?
Well, it used to be Pamela Anderson, so it's not her anymore.
You're creating
It's
this
pretty gross now.
tidal wave of tech, right? And they're just using it for that. You could literally solve world hunger, but nope, we're just going to do AI-generated deepfakes.
It's our priorities, Brian. That's our priorities.
I guess so.
But again, if it's too good to be true and someone asks you to download software onto your computer for something that should be able to be done in the cloud, probably going to steal your info.
You're not paying for it. You're the product. Remember that.
Yep, exactly. Right. And yeah, these info stealers, they steal passwords. They try to get into your bank accounts and your cryptocurrency wallets and your session cookies, try to get into your email. So if you do end up installing this on your computer, you're probably in for a world of hurt.
Yeah.
Just imagine if somebody got a hold of your email, they can reset your two-factor codes, get into all your accounts.
Cookies sound good right now. You know, I asked this
Brian, want some Oreos?
the other day on the group chat. You didn't answer me. Would you ever consider just switching from your password manager of choice to the iCloud one?
iCloud one is good. Like, I already use iCloud for all the Apple stuff, but for non-Apple, I'd have to see if the Apple password manager works on non-Apple stuff.
What does that mean? On Windows?
Yeah,
You talk about
Windows,
like thick applications,
Windows, Linux,
like thick apps.
browser plugin.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an OS other than Apple. I didn't know that.
Browser plugin, I think, is probably the best because that's pretty universal. Like if you have a Linux box or you have anything that can run Chrome, then you just install the browser extension. Unless you have the Island browser, then you might not be able to install that extension.
So there's a question mark there for me. So Island, for all the things that it is, pretty phenomenal, right? But at the same breath, it's built on Chromium. And when we look at that, I think Google has a hard enough time keeping that thing patched. And it turns out, isn't Chromium like 1 billion lines of code? How do you guys keep up with that, dude?
Remember, it's a project, so lots of people are contributing to it. Island's one of them, and so are many others. But there are some subtle differences, right? So things like memory location, things like file encryption. So not necessarily may have the same flaws that the Chrome has, but different enough that way some of the ways to circumvent Chrome are not inside of an enterprise browser like Island.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have to talk about that more on a later topic, but I was wondering about that the other day.
Yeah.
All right, since you mentioned a later topic, for our
Second
topic, a cyber attack tied to the Chinese government penetrated the networks of U.S. broadband providers, accessing information from systems the U.S. federal government uses for court-authorized network wiretapping requests. For months, the hackers had access to the network infrastructure used to cooperate with lawful U.S. requests for communication data. Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen Technologies are among the companies whose networks were breached. The threat actor group Salt Typhoon is thought to be behind the attack and appeared to be geared towards intelligence collection. Of note here, no report was filed to the SEC as required by recent regulations here in the U.S., leading many to believe there's a serious national security risk, so they got an exemption from having to file that. And these lawful interception requests are usually ordered by a court from the U.S. federal government to these broadband providers, and then these broadband providers have to allow them access to certain records, and that's usually when they're doing some type of investigation or some kind of criminal case.
So we got Salt Typhoon sipping on Mai Tais with our classified information, and no one's doing a damn thing about it. Is basically the gist of this crappy article is what I got, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And I guess the intent here, so the intelligence collection, is they want to know who's being monitored. And I think that's actually really useful. Like if you're a threat actor and you can find out who's being monitored, which accounts are being watched, then you know who to not communicate with, because you know that the U.S. federal government knows about that person, and they're snooping in on your communication.
Do you think that Zoom has a similar thing, or WebEx, or any of these platforms, like some sort of canary lets us know if we're being snooped in on?
I'm not sure if they have that. I know, like, if you open up your Zoom window now and you hit the little, for me, it's a green shield. If you click on that, it says this meeting is end-to-end encrypted and no one can intercept it. But that doesn't mean that there's no metadata.
Yeah.
So they can see where Brian's connecting from. It sees your IP address. It knows where Glenn's connecting from. It sees your IP address. They might not be able to snoop in on what we're saying or typing in chat, but there's still a lot of metadata they can collect that way.
All I'm saying is this platform is pretty phenomenal, and I guarantee you it's probably backed by some 3-letter agency.
I don't think you guys should think or be fooled that this stuff is not being monitored somehow, some way. I wouldn't put it at anyone.
Yeah. You remember the Edward Snowden leaks? They're just watching everything. They're snooping on everybody.
Yeah. I think if you think about it, like 90%, 99% of everything I do when it comes to communication is pretty much on Zoom day in and day out. So like that's just
That's not true.
Giant gap.
That's not true. That's not true.
You don't think so?
Use Signal and use iMessage.
Yeah, that's a fraction of what I'm doing though. Like online, like if I'm during meetings and stuff though, I got 8 hours of this nonsense. Yeah. Cumulative, like this would be a giant blind spot for them. I can't imagine that they would just let it go by.
Is that, and remember the PlayStation Network? People like drug dealers are meeting people in game to talk about drug deals just because they didn't think that people were snooping in on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah. And thinking about this AI companion,
surprise.
It's just like,
yeah,
let us just transcribe all this, which is just for you, just because we like you guys. Not like we're just sending this anywhere.
Yeah, I think that probably has more of a chance of being leaked than the actual audio video itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, everything's being transcribed and AI, and yeah, actually you're right. So they actually do know the contents of this meeting because Zoom AI is transcribing. I'm sure you could turn it off, but even if you turn it quote off, like I'm sure there's still a way that they can listen in. And I remember a while ago we used to have the gong recorder at work where you'd invite this random person into the meeting and it would take notes and transcribe everything from you. And inevitably, every time we jump into a customer meeting, like, hey, who's this gong? And kick him out.
I remember that for sure.
Kind of scary. China's up in our telecoms. When I saw this and I saw Verizon, I'm like, I wonder if this has anything to do with that gigantic outage that they had last week.
I thought the same
thing. Trying to evict these Chinese threat actors, and they accidentally evicted all their subscribers instead.
Ooh, good conspiracy theory there, Chris.
There is. Yeah, I think we're about a week in now. We still don't know what happened to Verizon, why their network went down.
Will we ever find out? We'll probably forget about it.
Maybe. And I remember when... Do you remember when Fastly went down? I think it was 2021, I want to say. We all thought the internet was under attack because like half the internet was unavailable. Like, I don't even know if we even found out that, if they released the root cause after everyone had recovered already and no one cared anymore.
I feel like Glenn's checking his biometrics right now instead of listening to the podcast.
Sorry.
It's like, all right, my blood pressure
listening.
is this.
I'm listening. Leave me the hell alone.
You got it, buddy.
Glenn was stuck in Seattle on Friday. We'll give him a pass for this one.
It's been a rough 6 weeks, gents.
When did you get home?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was can't remember. I was actually in transit to the airport during last week's pod. So
could have recorded from the airport. Brian's recorded from the airport before.
Yeah, but that just doesn't sound good. I mean, then you got to clean up. Then I'll hear nothing but and complaining that you got to clean up all the damn airport noise.
True.
I think I did actually a pretty decent job when Brian was there, getting rid of all the announcements and the background noise.
I think I used I've actually recorded twice, but both times I used the AirPod Pros instead of the MacBook Pro microphone.
Yeah, that's probably better. And Glenn, you're part of a lounge. I'm sure you could have found a room in a lounge somewhere.
I haven't made that status yet. So Southwest does not have lounges. Their lounges are called the food court.
Yeah.
So
We need to do
Not yet. Now that
before
they're trying to up level themselves.
we need to do an episode on lounges about how much they suck.
there is
All
one
right.
that's really good. Delta in Seattle is phenomenal.
I'll make this a topic 4 for next week.
Makes me want to
Wanna
switch
talk
lounges.
about
Makes me want to switch airlines companies. So
airport lounges.
yeah.
Let's go. All right.
All right, for our third topic, friend of the show, Brian Krebs, has outlined a new phishing campaign that has the potential to wreak havoc on unsuspecting Windows users.
Idiots.
The attack chain starts with a phishing email posing as GitHub, notifying a developer that their GitHub account may be compromised and warning them of critical security holes in their code. So that's their hook. That's the sense of urgency. Those who clicked the link for details were asked to pass a CAPTCHA-like test by pressing a combination of keyboard keys that causes Microsoft Windows to download password-stealing malware. While it's unlikely that many programmers will actually fall for this scam, it's notable because less targeted versions of it are likely to be far more successful against your average Windows user. The fake CAPTCHA asks the user to press Windows R to open up a run window, then press Ctrl V to paste the code in, which is copied to the clipboard from the phishing website. If the user falls for it, the code executes a PowerShell script that installs an info stealer on the victim's computer.
Number one, that's brilliant. Number two, I don't think there's anyone over the age of 60 that even knows that there's a Windows key on their keyboard. So they're miss.
Now they have a Copilot key too.
Do you guys think there's still a lot of people that use Windows? I just be wondering, like all the schools now have pretty much shifted over to Chromebooks.
They're all Chromebook,
Right.
yeah.
And then
for
most of the
and
people I know,
license
with the
reasons.
exception of VDL, are Mac. Except VDL did go Mac just recently.
He is
right?
he is a Mac user. We don't know if he got into it though. We should actually check up on him, see if he got back into his Mac or
How
not.
do you lock yourself out of your own Mac account? I'm just like sitting there, I'm shaking my head, just thinking about how difficult that should have been.
I know.
to
It's
do.
like, who's the boomer in
But he
the group
did it.
chat? It's actually VDL.
Yeah.
He locked it. It's like the equivalent of locking your keys in your car.
All I know is people need to stop treating every link like it's the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's factory. It's like this. It's more like a one-way ticket to getting your digital pants pulled down.
Yeah, pretty much. The website is, I think it was like github-scanner.com or something. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of clever, but should be pretty obvious to your average GitHub user that this is a phishing attack.
Yeah, that's the next thing, right? Like, Grandma does not have a GitHub account, so she's not falling for it. My son does, and I highly doubt that he's falling for this one.
Should send him the story, see if he would be able to spot the fish. So that's what you should do, Brian. Send your daughter
would you ever fish?
the
Yeah,
Nintendo
would you ever
light gun
fish your
one.
kids? Would you ever fish your kids?
Oh, gosh. No, I've never even thought about that. It'd be fun. I am a little too comfortable with, I don't know if it's GitHub or what, but every once in a while I have to do something from the command line. I'm like, let's just go grab this repository. Yep. Ignore the exceptions and just go with it.
Copy and paste this code.
Yeah.
All too trusting.
Sometimes. I would say the container stuff is pretty easy, though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and that's the problem. The code could be legitimate, but the repo that you download could be malicious.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's typo squatting errors. Sometimes it's a popular repo that a lot of people use, and the guy gets tired of maintaining it, sells it, and then the person who buys it installs some malicious code in it.
I know. I had to look it up. It's like private.zscaler.com. I don't know.
I remember a while ago someone posted in our company Slack, they said they accidentally went to zscaler.private.com, and like, do not do that. Do not go to private.com. That's a totally different website than Zscaler.
Dude, that's dyslexia at a whole new level. I can relate.
No kidding.
Yeah, that seems to be the new thing. It's info stealers that people you're not getting ransomed on your endpoint anymore, but people are finding it a lot more valuable to steal your data and monetizing in other ways. And it could be things like password reuse attacks. They figure out who you work for, they figure out what your passwords are, that they can get access to your corporate network that way. It's more valuable to steal that data and mine it than to just outright try to ransom you. So I think a lot of people, when you think of your average Windows users, if somebody gets ransomed, they're just going to brick the device. They're just going to reformat and start over. It'll suck, but you're not going to get somebody that knows how to transfer, buy and transfer Bitcoin in exchange for the decryption key.
You know what we should do is, like, before this even makes like big headlines, download the ransomware on some BS VMware or virtualized piece of crap, running Windows XP, and this have like a Bitcoin wallets.txt with just a bunch of just random things in there, and just have them waste years trying to figure out what wallets are there that don't actually exist. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, have them try to brute force guess the password, like have a decoy wallet.
Yeah, just decoy wallets everywhere, passwords.txt, just have them go after it.
Yeah, that's one of the things we do. You put a password.txt file on your desktop, and you can get notified anytime somebody tries to open it. See if you have either a curious user or a hacker out there that thinks you're really dumb and store all your passwords on your desktop. All right, for our last topic, it'll be a rotating topic every week. This week, we're going to talk about what Halloween traditions or cool costume ideas that you have for this year.
Well, if I were to guess, I'd probably think some sort of new Halloween costume is probably going to be Taylor Swift or some lame superhero that no one cares about anymore.
It'll probably be couples thing. Some guy dressed up as Kelsey and some girl dressed up as Taylor Swift.
I'll tell you what, you want to know what real legends are wearing this year? Brian Deitch costumes. Yep, you heard it. Because it's the costume of champions, man. You throw on some shades, shave your head, grow a beard, have a bad attitude, and boom, you are the king of the party. Anything less is for chumps.
I'll tell you what shirt I'm wearing this year. Too. I'll tell you what shirt I'm wearing this year.
What is it?
The one with the hairy chest one that you got us.
That's a good one.
We gotta all wear that.
That's
we all gotta
good,
wear that for the Halloween. Our Halloween cast.
For a Halloween episode. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
That'll be next 2 weeks from now, I think. Yeah.
I'll have a Brian Deitch costume ready for you. See if I make you proud. So
do it. See how many people we can get dressed up as Brian Deitch this year. I know VDL will do it just because he so badly wants to be me.
Well, Chris here is Mr. Halloween, right? I mean, this is his time of year. The last 3 months of the year, it's like Chris goes into like costume mode.
I do. My favorite 3 months. So October is Halloween costumes. November, I get to wear the turkey hat. And then December is the Christmas sweater month. Yeah.
Well, October, you get to dress normal, right? So the other 9 months are not you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wear a different costume each day of the month in October?
I don't know. Maybe for Zoom meetings, I probably will. Like I have the T-Rex. I actually have enough space in my office now. I could actually walk around as the T-Rex during a Zoom meeting and use my AirPods. Then I have NASA. I actually have my marshmallow head over here, so I could be the DJ again.
The only thing worse than that is a Disney adult. You're teetering on stupidity, my friend. Being dressed up for all your meetings.
Disney adult.
Disney adult.
Yeah, I got the Mario outfit. I could wear that with the hat. To Mario.
I mean, you got the facial hair for it.
I do. They have the mustache.
Traditions. What's a tradition?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the follow-up question was what Brian was leading to. What do you think the big costume this year will be? Because I think 2 years ago it was Squid Game. Like everybody was Squid Game.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was last year. But for this year...
Yeah. I like the couple stuff. Like there's going to be a Taylor Swift and a Kelsey, and then someone's going to dress as an A. Some dude's going to dress as an I. So
the AI,
right? So what else is out there?
It'd probably be like
nothing really good. I don't know.
Meme theme parties as well, right? That people come dressed up as. I'm the grumpy cat. No one's heard of that in forever.
Oh, with elections coming around, there's going to be a lot of Trump outfits.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, it's an election year, and I think they do that every year. They see who sells more masks. It's either going to be Trump or Harris, and
yeah.
I mean, clearly, I think there's going to be a winner there. I don't know if it'll predict who will win, but it's funnier one way than the other.
I vote for Biden. So
maybe like a zombie Biden, maybe that'll be a Halloween costume.
I can see Chris trying to
like a Weekend at Bernie's situation.
That'd be fun. I can see Chris trying to dress up the T-Rex as making it sexy, so he's gonna put a bikini on it and be prancing around in
sexy T-Rex.
Sexy T-Rex.
I think for families, leading to your comment, Brian, about Disney adults, I think Inside Out, the second Inside Out movie came out this year. I think that might be a big one. There might be a lot of family costumes for Inside Out.
Thank God I haven't seen that one.
Fallout was the other one I was thinking of. The Fallout TV show came out on Prime this year. I think we all watched it. I think that'll be a popular one too.
You think? Oh, the cowboy, what's his name?
The Ghoul. Yeah, either that or Lucy. I think the girls will be Lucy. I think the guys will maybe go as the Ghoul.
Reacher. Wednesday? When are they going to bring back Wednesday? That was such a cool TV series.
On Netflix?
You guys like that?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
You got to watch it. It's a good one. Watch it with your kids.
Yeah, I will say last year at the kids' school, there were a bunch of Wednesday Addams costumes. But there's Sanrio. I think Sanrio's making a comeback too. Any other traditions? This is actually going to be the first year where my wife and I will be in a spot where we can hand out candy. Because we used to live in a condo and no one would ever come to the condo because you have to get buzzed into the building. And then last year, our house was under construction.
I'm going to hand out
last
ammo.
2 years, the house was under construction. A literal crime in California, Brian.
So I was talking to a friend last night and he just gave me the craziest idea. He said, I didn't know this, but one of our friends from high school a long time ago, so we're talking about 30 plus years, he said when he would run out of candy, he'd run into the kitchen and he'd go get condiment packets like ketchup, Taco Bell, and mustard and
nugget dipping sauce.
Yeah, a whole bunch of that, and then he handed them out. Right? What were you gonna say, Brian?
That your friend is Chris Louie. No, that because he goes to McDonald's, and that's how he refills his ketchup and his mustard. Like that's that's Chris El Cheapo.
Anyways, we all thought it was a great idea. That the catch was at the next morning he walked into his driveway and there were a whole bunch of ketchup packets and hot sauce packets. No, like stomped in his driveway. So not only did he have to clean up his packets, but he had to clean up the residue of all the condiments. So
that's kind of what you get handing out condiment packets on Halloween when kids are expecting candy.
Remember when you used to be able to twist it at the end and then throw it real hard and it would explode?
It'd blow up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it can work.
Can you still do that or no?
Let's try it out.
Gotta try it out.
We'll get some secret sauce from Five Guys, In-N-Out. That's a big pack right there.
In-N-Out special sauce.
Sauce.
Yeah. So
do you guys hand out candy? You get
we
kids
hand out
coming
candy
in your neighborhood?
Yeah, we used to have the kids come over. We used to have everyone come over, and we used to have pizza party, and hot cold night soup. And all the kids are growing up now. I think the youngest one's got to be 20 in their 20s now. So no one comes over anymore. So the wife and I just sit outside. I put the fire pit out, and I put a couple logs in, and the neighbors come over, and we just hang out and have a flask ready. So
drink beer,
and yeah.
I have never passed out candy in my entire life.
No,
never.
You just turn out the lights.
Turn the lights out. Well, it's because we're usually taking the kids. Well, I am taking the kids out and trying to, get a garbage can full of candy for everyone. Got to feed the diabetes.
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 And that's the thing. It's like we want to take the kids out, but we want to hand out candy. But there's always those jerk kids that'll steal the entire bowl. So I don't know how you stop that from happening.
Just set up a camera and watch it. Put it up on the internet. Get rich.
You can't.
There's no honesty policy anymore.
Not in California. Bunch of losers.
Mark Rober did a video on that last year that would shame people that took more than they were supposed to, and he had like all these clever things, like the bowl would hide itself, or he'd always come up with some kind of elaborate thing, or a siren would go off, or he would hide in a rocking chair. It looked like it's a scarecrow statue in the rocking chair, but if he sees a kid taking more than one, then he jumps out and scares them.
Oh, I'm doing that this year. That sounds like fun. Put it back.
Right, I'll send you the video. I'll link through to it too. But yeah, that one was pretty funny.
Are you going all elaborate, Chris, and setting up a haunted house, where they have to walk through the backyard to get to the candy?
No, we're not doing that. I already actually set up our inflatables on the lawn, so that's something new for home ownership, is I get to do that now.
Ugh.
But no elaborate haunted house this year. Maybe next year.
That'd be cool. Do your kids look forward to it?
I think so. They like the candy. They
Yeah.
look forward to spending time with their friends and getting tons and tons of candy.
Yeah. Do you do the democratic way of divvying up the candy? Everybody gets together and has to split it equally.
Yeah, the government, which is the dad tax, keeps like 50%. Like here's a lesson in how taxes work, kids. The dad tax.
Such a mean dad.
Yeah, we've gotten. I don't want to say we've gotten weird stuff. Like we've gotten quarters. Some houses just hand out quarters. Some houses handed out like protein bars. Like these are kids. Like they don't eat protein bars, and I don't even know if that's good for them or not.
I miss the guy that hands out toothbrushes. He's dentist that retired up the street, and I miss you. Yeah. You got to come back. So
it's the real MVP there.
Yeah.
Tons of candy and toothbrushes. Good.
Guaranteed that I got a toothbrush every year. I change my toothbrush every year.
What about the guy that had the treasure chest full of money? You're allowed one handful of this claw machine. Take it. That was always good.
We don't have that here. Someone just steal the whole machine here in California.
No, it's your hand would be the claw, but you're allowed to it was usually just a bunch of pennies, but it was fun.
Yeah. Well, they know who has money in the neighborhood then, Brian.
That's true.
No kidding.
Shiver me timbers.
Robin Williams, when he was still around, he used to live in San Francisco, and there was a neighborhood, Pacific Heights, that all the kids would go to, and he never was there himself, but he had his staff hand out, and it was always something cool. Like he'd hand out glow sticks or full-size candy bars. He was always generous to the kids, which was nice. Not anymore, though, unfortunately. Actually, I haven't been to that neighborhood in a while.
You should be that guy.
Like giving out full-size candy. But then I'll get known as that house in the neighborhood that gives full-size candy bars, and then you have to up the ante every year.
Then when it runs out, you just hand out things at ramen. Already cooked
ramen or ketchup packets.
Ketchup.
I'll wind up with ramen noodles and ketchup packets all over my garage door the next day.
Sounds delicious.
Is that still a thing, actually? So in your neighborhood, I haven't seen it in my neighborhood. In your neighborhood, do people still egg or TP houses?
I see it every once in a while.
Is that still a thing?
Egg's messed up because if you don't get that off the house right away, you're screwed.
Yeah, that'll ruin the paint.
Yeah. Bologna on cars.
TP, at least it's...
Yeah.
Cars, too.
Did you guys ever throw bologna on cars?
TP, the first rain.
Or no?
No, I did not have a rough childhood, Brian.
Dude, it would leave like a ring like that on it would destroy the paint.
Was this random cars, Brian, or was this targeted for
Not guy? Me. I would never do something like that. I'm a good old boy.
You're that guy.
I am
You're
not
that guy.
So destructive. Yeah, at least TP, the first rain, it just melts away and it dissolves in water. But yeah, eggs or bologna, apparently, I guess those are more destructive. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week. Dad joke of the week. This week, Brian's up.
Finally, it feels like it's been like 3 months. Okay, so why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Uh-oh.
Why is that, Brian?
We're doing Halloween jokes already.
Halloween themed dad joke.
Yeah. Because he was outstanding in his field. Just like me, unlike my competition, bunch of spineless losers. Telling you.
Wah. We'll give you that one.
Thank you.
That's not a VDL loser, so yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, was that a stinker?
Yeah.
All right, to wrap things up, AI nude photo generators are just info stealers. China infiltrated U.S. telecom companies. A new phishing technique has you pasting in malicious code. And Inside Out will be the costume of the year. That's all I have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find us all on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars on the iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. For my co-hosts Brian Deach and Glenn Medina, I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week. And as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Have a nice day.